Dear Abiding Christ family, hello, and thank you for tuning in to get the latest news about what's happening here at Abiding Christ. This past Sunday afternoon and Monday evening, you were invited to gather together for the MAP, that's the Mission Assessment Profile, and the IMAP, the Internet Mission Assessment Profile, these summaries that were given by Tim Johnson, our Kairos consultant, who is helping us with our visioning process and our next capital campaign. Let me begin by saying there's so much to glean from these surveys and what they might mean for our congregation, but I wanted to share some of my immediate responses and takeaways from Tim's presentations. Let me point out that 101 people responded to the Mission Assessment Profile. Here are the takeaways that I immediately have. There's a strong sense of belonging to the congregation and being part of something bigger than myself. That is, what I do as an individual matters, and collectively, we do great things together. We can do so much more together than what any one person can do. Also, 100% of those responding believe that this congregation is making a difference in people's lives. 2/3 of those strongly agree that that's happening. Again, what we do matters. What we do makes a difference. What we do influences and impacts our community and our world. God is using us. God is working through us, and for God's sake and for the sake of God's kingdom, we are an integral part of God's mission in this community and beyond. Community matters. The responses 4 years ago indicated this. The responses this time revealed an increase in strongly agrees, which means, I think, through COVID, we learned it's really true. A sense of community, being connected and engaged. These are important and essential and valued and needed. Along the same line of thought is developing and experiencing meaningful relationships. Developing and experiencing meaningful relationships. This is what happens when engaged with a faith community, and this is good news to share with others who are looking, who are hungering and thirsting, who are yearning and longing for such relationships. This is something we can offer to others. Overwhelmingly, 88% of respondents said personal involvement in the congregation inspires them. Inspires them. Inspiration. That's going even deeper, to say that involvement in the congregation is inspirational. Well, what does all this mean? Again, let me say that there's much more information to be gleaned from these summaries that Tim Johnson provided. But my immediate impressions and takeaways: belonging matters, community matters, and third, meaningful relationships matter. Why? Because we are inspired by a sense of belonging, a sense of community, and by meaningful relationships with others and with God. And not only are we inspired, but then we are moved to make connections. We are moved to engage with others and with the ministry. And we are moved to take action, to put our faith to work. Plus, we wholeheartedly believe that God is working through us and is making a difference in people's lives. Dear friends, this is the impact of the gospel. This is God at work, and this is news worth sharing with others and inviting others to join in. So, what can you do as new horizons begin to appear? Well, we all know that we are missing some people. Some folks have not yet returned and perhaps won't return. But maybe sending that note or that card or making that phone call would be a good thing to do right now. Also, If we know that having a sense of belonging and developing and experiencing meaningful relationships and working together as a community toward a shared goal is important for our own well-being, if we know that, and that we know it makes an impact in the lives of others, then how much more important is it that we be ready and willing to share this good news and invite them to experience it for themselves? They're hungry for it. Well, so what about the IMAP? That's the Internet Mission Assessment Profile. What have we learned from that? Well, again, I want to say that more time needs to be taken to glean from the summaries, but clearly, out of the 67 responses, what we learned is that 74% said that it is important that our congregation continue to develop and grow its online ministry. And then 2/3 of those responding said that they would continue to connect with the congregation through both online and through in-person opportunities. Our table talks also revealed a strong sense of wanting to continue an online presence for our ministry and a desire to upgrade and expand some of the technology needed to do so. So those are just a few things that we have gleaned. So we are almost halfway through the season of Lent, and we do have these trifolds. These announce many of our worship, education, and service opportunities so that you know what's happening and so that you can share this with others to invite them to see what's going on at Abiding Christ. You can pick these up at church, and again, be sure to share it with someone. And then also, for the season of Lent, we have our Lent coin cans. And these are designated for Lutheran World Relief, specifically for Ukrainian refugees. Our Wednesday Lent worship service, our emphasis is on living our baptism. And our ministry teams and ministry groups are telling the stories of ministries on Sunday mornings, and they are saying where you can help. These are opportunities for you to engage and connect with others and with the good work that God is doing through us here at Abiding Christ. Also the good work that's going on in our community and out into the world. So excitement is building toward Palm Sunday, Holy Week, and our Easter celebrations. We're also looking to Pastor Craig's post-Easter Sunday school class, something about Pastor Craig's Guide to the End of the World, a study of Revelation and other apocalyptic scripture. Stay tuned for more details. So after Easter, we know that change is on this new horizon. We'll take time during the month of June to celebrate Pastor Craig and Leanne, to honor them and to thank God for them, for how God has worked and continues to work through them. On June 3rd, we will have a special farewell dinner, and then June 26th will be Pastor Craig's last Sunday. Also, during that last weekend in June, we will lift up the talent and creativity of Abiding Christ with the summer musical, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Yes, change is on this new horizon. And I want to assure you that your leadership teams are out in front, working and shaping what this change will look like. There is a community leader gathering planned for April 26th to listen and discern what the greatest needs in our community are at this time, and how we as a church can partner with other organizations to bring hope and help and well-being to the Fairborn community. Invitations have already been sent, and we are already receiving RSVPs from these community leaders. Consecration Sunday will be celebrated May 15th, and from there we will build the budget for the 2022-2023 fiscal year so that we can support the ministries that are important to us and to our community. A lot of work is being done by staff members, teams, and ministry groups, as well as the Future Vision and New Horizons team. And yes, there is more work to be done as we embrace the future with all that it holds. So I want to thank you for your continued generous support for all that we do as the Abiding Christ family. I want to thank you for your participation in the past table talks, the MAP and IMAP surveys, and other ongoing ministries. And I want to thank you for connecting and engaging with each other and the greater community to share not just the Abiding Christ story, but the gospel story. For this is the story that inspires us. This is the story that empowers us. This is the story that drives us to be relevant in the greater community in order to change lives and in order to make a difference in our world. So, I'll see you in church, or I'll see you online. But thanks for joining us.